Alrighty then, folks. This is me talking to you about this thing. It's called Ultimate Guide to Mastering Anxiety. Let us dive in, eh? Now, incredibly complex disease. That's why the psychologists and psychiatrists are charging you so much money, especially for the drugs that you're taking. Anyway, I am not a licensed doctor, nor do I want to be. So, Anxiety has an interwoven variety of biological, psychological, and sociological contributing factors. For a variety of angles, we discuss 11 ways meditation is the very best way to once and for all become anxiety free. Why the anxious mind is afraid of itself. How the meditation neutralizes thought polarities. We live in a polarized society that likes to slap labels on everything: black, white, rich, poor, Democrat, Republican, religious, atheist, COVID, non-COVID. Likewise, humans tell us to slap labels on our thoughts. This is a good thought. This is a bad thought. I should think this. I shouldn't think that. When we begin to fight with our bad thoughts, when we become afraid of certain kinds of thinking, this only brings about more of the same. A legendary Swiss psychiatrist, Carl Jung, once said, "What you resist will persist." Like a river current, the tumultuous, afraid of itself mind can take your health and happiness downstream against your will into hostile territory. This incredible force of nature can make us feel totally powerless. Luckily, mindfulness is the very best way to reclaim your castle. No matter how long it has been under the cruel authoritarian reign of anxiety. How does meditation make the mind fearless? How does it work? When a random thought appears, mindfulness trains the mind to simply view it as a thought. Neither good nor bad. It's just a thought. For example, I'm such a fucking failure. My boss is going to fire me. My life is over. If I lose my job, I might as well go shoot myself in the head. Unless it's too pretty and you shoot yourself in the head. Anyway, the higher-minded meditator would instead think, oh, well, there's that thought again. I've had it before. It's been here before. Thoughts come and go. And this one's no different and definitely not anything special. Meditation's true power resides not in any kind of unnatural or forced positive thinking, but its ability to help you let go of your thoughts. So instead of buying in and getting frazzled or having a knee-jerk reaction to the array of stillness, craziness, and scariness that enters the human mind, meditation teaches you that no one thought deserves your undivided attention. You have hundreds of thousands of thoughts per day. If they all got your undivided attention, you'd pass out from all the mental strain. There is never a need to chase the rabbit down his never-ending rabbit hole. Thoughts come and thoughts go, like waves crashing upon the shore. By building your mindful muscle, meditation allows you to understand at the very deepest level how your thoughts and emotions and mind are intertwined. This fundamental transformation keeps fear and worry permanently at bay. So we're back on the monkey mind. It's been said that the human mind is like a room full of drunk monkeys, jumping around, chattering endlessly, carrying on all day, every day, all night, every night. If a dozen monkeys clamoring for your attention, the loudest, most powerful voice in their highly influential troop leader is fear. The fear monkey pulls the alarm consistently and points out every single pothole in your path, makes up an infinite number of what-if scenarios while ensuring anxious thoughts always stay at the forefront of your mind. Make no mistake, anxiety is just another name for fear. The problem is, the monkeys are built into the very fabric of consciousness. They are the essence and nature of the mind. Like the elements, they have always been there and always will be. We cannot banish them from our mind anymore than we can rid them, or that we can get rid of carbon or hydrogen from the earth. Fighting them makes it about as much sense as driving headfirst into a sidewalk to cure a cold, or a roundhouse kick to a brick wall to eliminate athlete's foot. Your mind monkeys are a part of you, and they're all a part of us. And going back to the universal law of oneness. Check out my other video on the monkeys. I'll show you how to train them properly and tame them down. I'll briefly explain some of that in here. Practicing mindfulness meditation teaches you to pay attention to your chattering monkeys, to know them, to listen to them, to understand them. With each session, you become more familiar with how they behave, their habits, their good sides and their bad sides, their triggers and their quirks, and what makes them tick. Like an expert animal trainer, meditation's face-to-face interaction with monkeys will, in time, build a mutually beneficial, trusting relationship. Once you become their master, they learn to be docile, gentle, and submissive. With enough time, mindful meditation can even make them benevolent and kind and peaceful. Taming the mind will make you an infinitely calmer, much happier person, free from the wild shenanigans of fear, worry, and anxiety, raising that vibration up to a neutral or a happy vibration. Meditation is also going to deactivate the brain's anxiety center, which is the amygdala. Does our human mind actually love fear? Comment below. How do you get out of fear? What is fear to you? What is your deepest fear? A recent study in Media Research Center analyzes the ratio of good to bad news broadcasts for 3 mainstream networks, ABC, NBC, and CBS. What do you think they found? 85% of the stories that aired were categorized as negative. We know that humans require food and warmth and water and sleep. But it's absolutely built into human DNA to crave. Is it really built into human DNA to crave doom and gloom? Is focusing our attention on the natural disasters, war, terrorism, crime, incompetence, scandals, corruption, is it a function of our biology, or did we get here through conditioning? Is it nature, or is it nurture that has got us loving the negative? According to John Capicio, director of the University of Chicago Center for Cognitive and Social Neuroscience, you can blame it on the brain. Even from an early age, when we watched bad news, our brain scans light up, suggesting a built-in negative bias. What happens when we watch good news? The opposite. The brain's electrical activity is actually quiet. And since we're young people, we crave attention, we crave stimulation, we crave learning when we're just a babe. It is the survival brain that is training us to do this. It is we, the readers and the viewers, the owners of the eyeballs, glued to the screen, who are biologically programmed for a steady diet of doom and gloom. We need it like vitamin D and calcium. So what's the leading culprit behind this phenomena? We could blame it on the media, and we should, but the fear center is triggered, the amygdala, right? This is the list topper. It'd be considered the fear center. The almond-shaped group of nuclei buried deep within the temporal lobes of the brain. The legendary New York Times best-selling author and founder of the X Prize, Peter Diamandis, may have said it best. Bad news sells because the amygdala is always looking for something to fear. While there are no guarantees in life, too much activity within your primitive fear center amygdala 100% certifies a lifetime supply of anxiety. Well, if there is a healthier and a natural upgrade to this caveman-like brain region, you can through meditation. How does meditation deactivate this anxious caveman brain region? Well, researchers from Boston University and Harvard Medical School, fMRI, brain scanned participants before and after a series of mindful meditation classes with staggering results. In only 8 weeks, along with far fewer distress signals transmitted through the brain, the meditator's brain imaging for fear center electrical activity had gone silent. What surprised the scientists the most, however, was that their anxiety engine, or their amygdala, somehow managed to physically shrink. This discovery has monumental implications. Knowing that it is indeed possible to, like the light switch in your bedroom, turn off the primitive caveman brain hardwired amygdala, we can put a variety of stress-related physical, emotional, and mental disorders in our rearview mirror. What is the lower vibrational things that are linked automatically to fear? How many dis-eases, how many emotional and mental disorders can we destroy by shrinking the amygdala through meditation, through mindfulness? Freshly minted meditators often report drastic anxiety relief as the very first tangible benefit and the first step to a never-ending staircase of incredible transformations and eliminations of medications. The first stop on the mindful highway to happiness will quickly dump your truckload of anxiety, no matter how full it may be. How many trucks do you have linked on behind there? You got a trailer? How big is a trailer? Doesn't matter. Dump it all. How do we reverse anxiety? How does meditation activate the body's relaxation response while everybody is stressed out? We're living in stressful times, right? Are we going to war with Ukraine? China? What happened to Syria? What about Afghanistan, Iraq? Are we going to be able to eat with all the prices of the food going up in 2023? Oh, gosh, look at all that stress. The mounting career, the relationships, the family commitments we face makes living in this chaotic, fast-paced world all the more difficult. Pile on the always connected modern technology, and only an absolute master can truly switch his mind off from the stress of the worldly pressures and demands, especially if it's connected to your phone. In 2010, American Psychological Association survey says 75% of Americans reported that their stress levels were so high that it felt unhealthy, and most of them were taking medication for it. But Stressing it all in their head, right? How could it possibly harm your health? That's what these surveyed people claim. 75% of Americans reported high stress levels. That has nothing to do with their depression or with their anxiety. It's all just stress. So that's right. If the effects of stress were purely in the mind, then it would be no big deal. Right? Just think of something else. Right? That's how you fix that, right? How does the fight or flight response trigger anxiety? The problem is evolution is hardwired in our DNA. The evolution has hardwired our DNA to psychologically react in stressful situations. Our heart races, our breathing becomes shallow, our blood vessels clench up, our pupils dilate, our muscles tighten, are all preparation to either fight or flee. Which is why it's important to breathe deeply and stop breathing in the top 1/3 part of your lungs. When you breathe deeply, you use 100% of your lung capacity and you stay out of the fight or flight response. Note. The good news is your body has a built-in stress defense mechanism. It's called the parasympathetic nervous system. Yay! Parasympathetic. Okay. Your ability to stay anxiety-free is directly tied to achieving this often elusive system each and every day. Then, what's the best way to wake up this sleeping giant called meditation? Check out my video below. It is the beginner meditation series, and I still need to make more. I only have one right now, but it's a start. People keep saying, oh, just, do 10 minutes. You can't do 10 minutes if you're just starting out. I got it broke down to 1 minute, right? So go there, start there. It teaches you how to build on that just by the breath, right? How to find something to concentrate on. Just go look at the video. It'll teach you a little bit of something if you don't know much about it. Otherwise, if you're a master meditator, you already know this and you shouldn't be even watching this because you don't have this problem. But you can also use this to give to your buddies to have scientific research to back up your claims on your meditations and how it's changed your life. Either way, we both benefit. Yay. Okay, now, meditation controls anxiety through the mind-body connection. 1970s, Harvard University physician Herbert Benson observed that well over half of his patient visits were because of stress-related disorders such as anxiety. So he thought if he could figure out a way to counteract this phenomenon, it would revolutionize healthcare industry, helping untold numbers of people, and he accomplished his mission. In essence, what Dr. Benson discovered was the true power of the meditative mind-body connection. Slower metabolism, measured breath rate, reduced heart rate, a quiet brainwave activity all combine to make the perfect state for healing. Meditation reverses anxiety through the relaxation response. Reverses anxiety. By using meditation to simultaneously activate the parasympathetic nervous system while deactivating the body's fight or flight stress mode, his patients reverse countless health issues, with anxiety often as the first one to fall. Dr. Benson's best-selling book, The Relaxation Response, sold millions of copies, providing great momentum for the mind-body movement, and stands as another solid example of hard science confirming age-old mindfulness wisdom. Note, the relaxation response brings countless benefits above and beyond relieving anxiety and managing stress. The infographic on this thumbnail will show you more detail. Meditation boosts anxiety and anti-anxiety neurotransmitters, right? Meditation boosts anti-anxiety neurotransmitters, serotonin and the GABA. And why GABA and serotonin are so crucial? I don't know. Between your magnificently complex brain's 100 billion neurons are a web-like network of information relayers known as neurotransmitters. Okay? For the anxiety patient, there are two crucial must-know neurotransmitters: the gamma aminobutyric acid, or GABA, and the serotonin. When levels of these two key brain chemicals run on empty, our stress defense shield drops, making us vulnerable to anxiety and all of its ugly inbred cousins, such as worry, relentless nervousness, insomnia, etc. If you're taking anti-anxiety medications, very likely targeting these two chemical messengers. Luckily, all natural, much better solution exists. Backed by a mountain of research and centuries of anecdotal evidence, meditation drops anxiety harder than a ton of bricks. How does meditation supercharge neurotransmitters? So, what's the data for serotonin, as evidenced by a highly cited University of Montreal study, as well as many others? It is well understood that meditation boosts this prime neurotransmitter to anxiety-resistant levels. GABA and meditation are also well linked. One study by psychiatrists at the Boston University School of Medicine found an incredible 27% increase after less than 1 hour of meditation. Strengthening the case, researchers believe that practicing mindfulness has a very strong neurotransmitter cumulative effect with tectonic implications for the anxiety sufferer. How does meditation fill your tank for GABA and serotonin? To illustrate how it works, what would happen if you put $15 of gasoline in your tank every morning while using only $10 worth on your daily commute? Of course, your tank would eventually get full and stay full. Basic supply and demand of economics, right? For your brain, meditation does the same filler up idea with the mostly purely refined, high-octane GABA and serotonin, replenishing far more high-quality octane than any stress can ever deplete. When your tank is always full in these naturally calming, feeling-good neurotransmitters, you become immune to the mileage. Anxiety, depression, bad habits, etc. doesn't fucking matter, which would otherwise have you on the side of the road calling for AAA and a tow truck. Would you rather pop a side effect-ridden pill to feel calm and happy for a little while, or fundamentally upgrade your biology to forever be anxiety immune? I don't know if that's a tough call for you, but not for me. How is it that meditation cancels out anxious brainwaves? You are your brainwaves, scientifically, your mental mind or your mental body. Day and night, your entire brain fires electrical signals which combine to form highly unique fingerprints called brainwave patterns. Your whole essence as a living, breathing human being, from your biological makeup to your thoughts, your moods, your emotions, especially anxiety, can be directly measured within your brainwave patterns. If you easily feel the jitters of anxiety, then your brain is likely firing fearful, worrisome, beta brainwaves between 13 and 40 hertz, left and right, way more than the average person. If it was possible to upgrade your anxious beta brainwaves to be the happiest and healthiest states, such as alpha and theta and delta, can you do that through meditation? Do this. Yes, you can. Thank you, Nolen-John Zander. I love you. Click that like button then. Go to my page, watch some more videos, hit the subscribe button. You know you want to. This is good stuff. How meditation harnesses your cool and calm brainwaves. Incredibly simplified, we have outlined a few of the brainwave benefits of meditation here. So, alpha brainwaves, 7 to 13 hertz. This is where the Schumann resonance heartbeat of Gaia resides, 7.83 hertz. So we're looking at the alpha brainwaves here. It'll help you quiet your mind, boost your creativity, achieve a deep relaxation, increase your happiness, instill self-confidence, and so much more. Those are the tips of the alpha brainwave. The theta brainwave, theta, which some people call, 4 to 7 hertz. It brings out your emotional intelligence, allows access to your ultra-powerful deep mind. It makes you feel inspired. It deepens your intuition. It makes you feel more open and connected, and more and more and more. The delta brainwave pattern is about 0 to 4 hertz. Magnifies your awareness. It slows aging, scientifically proven. Boosts your longevity. Gives you great sleep. Restores your health. It taps into your deepest level of consciousness, and so much more. Now, as you can see, by tapping into these powerful states of consciousness, meditation's alpha and theta and delta brainwaves open up a whole world of benefits far beyond having nerves of steel. Who needs Superman when you got brainwave patterns? Use of binaural beats. Check out my other video on the binaural beats below. Or not really below, but in my webpage, because you're going to have to go there to find out whether or not you want to subscribe to this channel. So go ahead and check out those videos and hit the subscribe button while you're there. Meditation elevates anxiety and meditation elevates anti-anxiety and feel-good endorphins. Why endorphins are a natural anxiety reliever? I don't know. Feel-good stuff, anxiety relief. Probably has something to do with relieving depression as well, huh? Let's do this. All right, now, whether it's yoga, jogging, weightlifting, swimming, running, or the like, most folks are aware that physical exercise is a great long-term solution for a permanent chronic anxiety relief. Then, why is exercise so effective at curing whatever it is ultimately is a mental disorder? Right? Exercise dominates anxiety for a variety of reasons, with endorphins sitting at the top of the list. Manufactured mostly in your brain and spinal cord, endorphins are a type of neurotransmitter best known for improving brain function, reducing stress, elevating your mood, relieving pain, and helping you sleep. Endorphins' wide spectrum of benefits, in essence, creates a worry-free and fear-free mental utopia where anxiety cannot, will not, and does not ever exist anymore. Is there a better natural endorphin booster than physical exercise? Yes. A 1995 study published by the Biological Psychology Journal tested the neurochemical release of 2 groups of people. 11 elite runners and 12 highly trained meditators after running and meditation respectively. So what did they find? As the scientists suspected, both groups have boosted their endorphin levels. No surprise there. How meditation smothers anxiety with endorphins. The tectonic plate shifter, however, was that meditation scored higher than exercise on every great mood test marker. In effect, the researchers found that meditation was in a cool, calm, and happy league of its own. Joggers have coined the term a runner's high to describe how wonderful they feel after a nice long run, the euphoric, happy, zen-like state of bliss. Go check out my video on the flow state. It goes a long way to explain why so many of them look forward to hitting the pavement day after day. Maybe it's time for meditators to invent a cool, catchy phrase for how amazing they feel after each of their sessions. They already did. Go check out my video on the flow state, which links back to meditation. Luckily, meditation gives you access to these powerful anxiety-melting, mood-elevating endorphins whenever you want them. So, refocus the anxious, wandering, and distracted mind. How do we do that? How the wandering, distracted mind leads to anxiety. Put your phone down. Well, not if you're watching this video because you want to see this sexy face. And you want to listen to this because this is important. Blaise Pascal, the 17th century French philosopher, perhaps said it best. Considering distraction, I have discovered that the unhappiness of man arises from one single fact, that he cannot stay quietly within his own chamber. A Harvard University study revealed that people were happiest when in a kind of fully immersed, deeply absorbed, present mind state. And some of that call this the flow state. Go check out my video on the flow state. Whether the subjects were socializing, writing, shopping, reading, the researchers found that the best predictor for anxiety was how distracted they were and how much their mind wandered during the activity, not the activity itself. So in an ever-growing world of fuckbook, Twitter, updates, YouTube videos, Netflix movies, marathons, shiny new blog posts, iTunes podcasts, YouTube shorts, up to the minute, breaking news, and other mediums diving our collective attention span it drives our collective attention span to all-time lows. Multitasking takes away from our attention and our focus. It is no surprise that anxiety levels are at an all-time high. Has technology made us a stranger to our own mind? After the morning shower, many folks shy away from the bathroom mirror because their reflection is not pleasant to behold. Likewise, many people are uncomfortable with sitting alone in silence because they don't like going face to face with their own thoughts. Anxiety is rooted in fear, only made worse by our always present MacBooks, iPads, iPhones, computers, little freaking smartwatches, earbuds plugged in. While our devices have the benefit of connecting us in ways like never before, we need to pull back the reins to avoid becoming a society full of neurotic, information-obsessed basket cases. Technology is meant to be our servant, not our master. Go check out the videos on the monkey mind. Then, how does one solve this Rubik's Cube? Becoming Amish, or joining a Tibetan monastery, or becoming a hermit in the forest? I mean, that would probably solve the problem, right? But that will require you leaving your friends and career and family. Maybe not necessarily ideal for your current situation, but it'd probably solve your money problem. Probably solve your problem of making an appointment at the hair salon or the nail salon or whatever it is that you do. Or you could find a way to master living in the real world, unshackling yourself from the emotional change of technology and at least the technologically generated anxiety. Meditation is the world's best antidote to distraction. The very best way to fully harness and master your infinite mind power is mindfulness. It provides the perfect toolkit for our chronic anxiety-ridden, attention-diverted world. In fact, meditation has been scientifically proven to turn off the distracted area of the brain. Internationally acclaimed Harvard brain researcher Dr. Sarah Lazar discovered that one particular brain region responsible for the wandering mind, the posterior cingulate cortex, or the PCT, becomes deactivated during meditation. Correlating the so-called wandering mind opens up a wonderful world of benefits, canceling out many of the true reasons we become anxious. How meditators carouse the wandering mind. So, moreover, it is thought that meditation disables distraction by filtering stimuli long before it reaches your bottlenecking, gatekeeping thalamus. You know how a river dam ensures the perfect amount of water is always available to downstream households and agriculture and industry, and it also is generating electricity and all that good stuff. In much the same way, meditation upstream filters the less important data, sending out only the best information downstream. As a result, the gulf of the meditative mind, or the thalamus, never has to micromanage the barrage of distracting, happiness-robbing information which directly contributes to chronic anxiety. And meditation strengthens the anxiety-relieving prefrontal cortex. Where is the anxiety command and control center, right? As we evolve from Neanderthals to our present human form, one particular brain region has risen in prominence. From the dark caves to the sunlight skyscrapers, from incoherent grunting to the World Wide Web, from the muddy riverbanks to the far reaches of the solar system, we owe everything to our prefrontal cortex. This is the thought orchestrator, the higher level of thinking, the CEO, the emotional regulator. The prefrontal cortex has been identified as the number one difference between ancient and modern man. It's a pretty lofty claim, don't you think? Considering how much better looking, taller, and less hairy we are than our Neanderthal brethren. But that's personal observation. And this king of all brain regions is incredibly important for anxiety sufferers. A highly cited study published in one of the world's top medical journals, The Lancet, Pacol-Lyons et al., the brain scanned 17 anxiety and depression sufferers, and what did they discover? Kind of like that skinny leg guy at your gym who trains his chest and arms 7 days a week, and participants' CEO left prefrontal cortexes were extraordinarily weak when compared to the other parts of the brain. Scientists know that the weakness or the abnormality within the prefrontal cortex impairs decision-making and brain power while opening the floodgates to anxiety and depression. Imagine if you could upgrade this amazing brain region and in essence hack evolution. And you can through meditation. A landmark study by Harvard neuroscientist Dr. Sarah Lazar, once again, and colleagues showed that the brain's meditators had remarkably more thickness, folds, and overall surface area in their left prefrontal cortex, with the magnitude directly tied to the experience and the experience. So more meditation, the more the meditation, the stronger the effect. A study with monumental implications. Meditation is now seen by many with the neuroscientific and psychological research communities as the holy grail for a variety of mental health and issues, especially anxiety and depression. Is there any wonder why doctors find meditators to be the smartest, happiest, and healthiest folks time and time again, study after study after study? Traditional meditators have been anxiety-free, happy people for countless centuries, now confirmed by modern science, because apparently we need a modern science to confirm that. Meditation extinguishes the body's anxiety-inflamed wildfire. Extensive research has shown that brain inflammation is connected to virtually all types of mental illness, including mood disorders like depression and anxiety. That's interactivepsychiatry.net. Look it up. Or not, because I did it for you and it's right here. Now, what's the best way to prevent a massive 100,000 acre wildfire? Light a small one. Through what's called controlled burn, park authorities prevent wildfires by burning away the dense, highly combustible plants and trees within the forest. Likewise, through the process called inflammation, your immune system prevents disease by burning away the body's heavily built up unwanted intruders. With stress, the more powerful invading force. Like a controlled burn growing into an uncontrollable wildfire, inflammation within the body can inadvertently fan its flames into something much bigger and much more dirty. Chronic inflammation, especially within the brain, is a self-perpetuating, highly toxic body condition, the perfect petri dish for any anxiety to proliferate. Wake Forest School of Medicine professor Floyd Chilton, Ph.D., outlines the severity of the problem in his 2005 best-selling book, Inflammation Nation. You can read that or read my book. Well, habituating happiness will solve this issue and the other ones that are going to be coming out on meditation and self-hypnosis. I'll be doing an app on that one later on when I get the money. With stress as the leading contributor, Dr. Chilton believes that we are living in the midst of a chronic inflammation epidemic, with statistics becoming more and more alarming by the year. They're not going down, folks. Stress, anxiety, inflammation live with a self-perpetuating ecosystem where if you boost one, you boost the other two. More stress increases inflammation, which increases anxiety, which increases depression. You get the idea. It's a toxic circle of life, right? The whole medical dictionary from A to Z, starting with anxiety, can be linked to the body's chronic inflammation wildfire: arthritis, asthma, cancer, depression, diabetes, heart disease, obesity, just to name the top ones that everybody's concerned about. And that's only a few. I'm talking about the entire fucking dictionary, the medical dictionary here. Luckily, we know the culprit. More flammable than gasoline, 100% guilty, trial by doctor, convicted arsonist is the body's main stress hormone. It's called cortisol. Now, how do we reduce the amount of cortisol within the body then, and therefore extinguish inflammation and all of its chronic anxiety flame-fanning effects? You know what I'm going to say. Meditation. How does it do that? Researchers from the University of California, Davis, and Rutgers University found mindfulness meditation to dramatically reduce cortisol levels, with one study showing precipitous 50% drop. Further validation, these results were seen after only a handful of sessions. You don't need to practice meditation for years to experience the lion's share of the benefits. By smothering the ultra-flammable hormone responsible for igniting so many diseased, especially by smothering the ultra-flammable hormone responsible for igniting so many diseases, especially generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD, meditation is the always on-call firefighting team forever protecting your health and happiness. Mindfulness creates a mental environment 100% incompatible with anxiety. A cactus cannot survive in the North Pole. Anxiety cannot survive in the brain as a meditator, or the brain of a meditator. Now, piling on the research, in addition to lowering cortisol, meditation also reduces inflammation by altering the expression of the pro-inflammatory genes. Most impressive, it takes as little as 8 hours for this to work. So, after 45 minutes, has that convinced you that meditation solves most of your problems? Through medical research, through scientific research, through study, bridging science and spirituality, using meditation to solve most of your medical ills, and over time, probably curative of all of them. I am Nolen-John Zander. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page because you know you want more of this stuff. If you stay for 45 freaking minutes, you want more of this stuff. Go to the page, look at some more of my goodies. Share this out to your folks. Maybe it'll help them with some of the problems that they are facing. Medical research-backed studies on meditation and how it cures dis-ease of all types. You will see me on the next video. Go to my website, go to my YouTube channel, go to my Rumble channel. They're all going to say the same thing. But on the website, I'll have courses to guide people to do these meditations, and through some self-hypnosis techniques and some masterful hypnosis techniques from this guy. I'll see you there.